This is the proof of the work I've done for my task to add functionality to the employee access buttons. So we have edit, position up, position down, and delete, as well as start and stop for the current job. So if I start the current job, you can see this button changes. So now it says end. And if I end it, I still have to work on that, but that'll be my task for next week. For edit, if I click the edit button, form pops up with all the inputs for this job. So if, I want to go in and change my name just so that way you can see that it works. So I change my name from John to Steve, and then confirm. It'll update, and now it says Steve. If I want to move Tommy up, I can just hit this up button. Now Tommy moves above me. If I want to move him to the top, now he's the top one. Same thing works for the down arrow. So if I want to move this guy down one, just hit the down button. He now goes below me. And then I can do it again. And he goes below me as well. He goes all the way to the bottom. Now if I want to get rid of him, let's hit the delete. Little confirmation page. Are you sure you want to delete this job? Click yes. Now you can see he's gone. So for the code for this, let's see. I guess we'll start in the actual spot. So it maps all the people in the queue, so that way they show up. And then these are the buttons. So this is the start and end button for the current user. So if show end button is true, it'll only show the start button. Otherwise, it'll show the end button. And then for the rest of the queue, oh, by the way, it differentiates the top user from the rest of the people in the queue by this index. So if the index of the map is 0, it shows the top guy in this format. Otherwise, it shows everyone else in this format. So this edit button calls this function edit job, and it passes the index of the map, so all the data for that particular job. And then if we go up to the edit job button, you can see it sets all these variable fields to all the variables of that current job, so that way we can go in and edit them. And then at the end, it calls this function, which is this right here. It just basically creates a JSON and then prints the JSON, so that way I can see that, in fact, all these variables are getting set to the right values. So on that pop-up, you can see when we scroll all the way to the bottom, where is it? Here it is. So when that edit button gets clicked, this selected edit data field gets filled with all the necessary information for that job, so that way we can go in and display it in that form field. And any fields that get inputted, it calls this change variable function for each variable. So if like you saw, I changed my name from John to Steve. So that's when this gets called. It updates this variable. And then at the very end, let's see, where is it? On confirm. So when we click, submit, calls confirm edit and passes the selected data. So if we go up here to confirm edit, here it is. Oh wait, that's confirm delete. Where's confirm edit? Here it is. Creates a JSON with all the new updated fields. Anything that wasn't updated just stays the same. And then it does an API call to the server to update the queue in the database. And then it reloads the screen, so that way you can see that it actually got updated. And then for the position movement, So up and down, we just had buttons that cause it to move up and down. So if the up button gets pushed, it takes note of the index of that map, sets a variable to the user ID and the position, and then makes an API by passing the user ID and the position in the body of the API. And then on the back end of the server, it'll go in and edit the positions of the queue to match it. And then it reloads the window so that way you can see it update in real time. And then pretty much the same thing with down. The only difference really is this passes up and this passes down to the server. So that way we can differentiate between the two motions. And then delete, you can see, I saw there was a delete button, but there was also a pop-up. So when the delete button gets pushed, it calls a function called delete button and it passes the index. So let's see, where's the delete button? There it is. It sets this variable set selected delete data to that data of that index. And then when that variable gets filled with information that set selected delete data, it shows that pop-up that we saw for confirmation. So it says, are you sure you want to delete this job? And then it presents the name and the wait time. And then if they click yes, it calls confirm delete, which, let's see, is up here. Confirm delete creates a JSON with the user ID of that job and its position. And then it makes an API delete request to the server to delete that user from the queue. And then once we get a response, it reloads the window. So that way you can see that that job is no longer in the queue. So that's it. I just wanted to make a video so that way I could show all the functionality as well as the code. It would have been pretty difficult to do that with screenshots. So yeah.